Okay, internet went down for a second there. Okay, that bloody moment. I mean, how often that thing's been going off and on lately? It's bullshit. I've just got too much shit going on at the moment to have to deal with Telstra's. I tried to do something about it, but they kept on ringing too much at times when I was busy. And the text message, we're going to call you in 2 to 3 minutes. Well, I'm on the fucking shitter. Well, I didn't say, but I was. I just didn't answer the phone. And it says you've got an option to email. I emailed them. Oh, that mirror makes such a difference. Hopefully this is streaming. It says it's streaming. Oh, there we are. Go straight ahead here. Yes, we do. Mercedes in front of me is levitating off the ground by looking at it. Finding that mirror option definitely helps. Best triangle, by the way, if you don't know. It actually helps when you look at the controls, buttons. You learn something new. I'm a typical male. We don't like looking at instructions. We just jump straight in and do it. We build something, we just jump straight in. Who reads bloody instructions? Unless it's a stupid IKEA freaking cupboard you need to put together and you need the instructions, and then they're in freaking Chinese or something, so you can't read it. G'day Aussie Park, how are ya? Yeah, this is the new daily. New daily race. It's better than daily race B this week, which is an absolute failure in my eyes. I won't be streaming tonight till later because I've got to take my mate to the city. I'll do that a bit later on. And Aussie Tech Racing, of course. I thought I'd go for a nice little drive. This is a proper game. It's got kilometres an hour. They got a little bit wrong. They're on the wrong side of the road, though. I would love a game like this that was 1-to-1 scale, say, of whole of Australia. A whole of Australia game. Drive all around Australia, 1-to-1 scale. And just throw in Tasmania as well. So it's a DLC. Maybe they could do Tasmania as a DLC. But I just would love that. I like these kind of games where you just drive around, honestly. When I don't want to use my brain, this is the kind of game. For instance, I've got no talent when it comes to racing of late. That's a few police cars at the moment. Let's behave ourselves. Exactly. It wouldn't take a year to make, years to make. Just do what Microsoft did with the Flight Simulator. There's so much information now on maps, they could find a way to use these Google Maps and everything to just create the bloody game world. They could start off, start off with Queensland, because Queensland's the best place. What the hell is that? Bush in the middle of the road. Guess we can just drive through that. Yeah. But seriously, I can plan to do a whole of Australia. Start off as state by state, You start off with the best state, Queensland, to New South Wales, then Victoria, then across to South Australia, then Western Australia, in Northern Territory, of course, so you can drive to Ayers Rock and all that. And then I suppose, and they could do it as a smaller DLC, do Canberra, that is legally classed as another state, I believe. So, and then the final one, they could do the final one, Tasmania, and you could then drive around and drive to the racetracks and drive on the racetracks. You could go to Phillip Island and then drive out into the track and actually drive around a 1-to-1 scale of Phillip Island. It'd be like the mass simulator. You could do it. Yeah, maybe one day. In a week's time, we'll be driving around the new track in Gran Turismo 7. Because Gran Turismo 7, I believe, still own the rights to Pikes Peak. Why am I doing only 80? Let's get up to 100. What time is it? 3:40. So I need to go have a shit shower and a shave. Well, I've already done the shit, so I just need to have a shower and a shave. And then I'll drive Michael into the city. Even the Hyundai Iconic N electric car, I wouldn't be surprised if they bring that to Gran Turismo at some point soon. It's the only electric car that actually sounds cool, literally, because it's got, yeah, it's fake, but it's got these kind of gears and engine sounds, and so you can actually feel. A mate of mine's actually had a driver one. He says, mate, it's uncanny, yeah, it's all simulated. A simulated electric car where it actually feels like you're driving the real thing. It's really, I mean, a busting engine car, so it's not like you're driving the real thing. It's kind of, I reckon that's kind of the way they may go with electric cars in the future. They'll have force feedback for electric cars in real life, where you can feel the engine kind of accelerating for a kind of bit of force feedback for your wheel in your electric car. A fake combustion to make you feel like, so you can still have that feeling, because they can have the engine sound. They can enjoy what they do, but still be. Mind you, I think electric cars are starting to fail now anyway, so you won't get me buying an electric car. Luxembourg to the right, so I think that's where we're going, to the right, yep. The map needs to be wider so you get a bit more notice. But yeah, I'm not a fan of electric cars. If I had to get an electric car, as long as someone else paid for it, because it's not cheap, I'd get the Iconic 5N. Oh, so much better having these mirrors now on both sides so I can actually see where the traffic is. When I was driving along here before, I did, and it's just that bit harder to see. Need to work out the thumbsticks on this so I can look left and right instead of having to use the controller. But apart from that, it's fun. Just filling in some time before having to go and have that shower and shave. That's being up to 5 o'clock. It's only 3:40. I mean, he lives 10 minutes away, so it's not really way too much of a hurry. On the road again. That's slowing us down 80. Thought so. I was doing under 80 anyway. Oh, look, it's the windmills from Gran Turismo. Was it Sardinia? I think Sardinia. I think that's in this area actually. What's that sign mean 80 and then it has a cross on it? Is this an Autobahn now? Oh, they've stuffed up the handling with that. They've done like that daily race A, which they fixed on the last day. The last daily race A where we had the Ford Focus. They actually fixed it on the last day. They made it less bloody... No, I probably won't be... Shit! Bloody dickhead! Fucking German drivers, I tell ya. But yeah, that Toyota race, I had a bit of a practice of it, and I'm thinking, man, this is not good. They've fucked up with the handling. They've tried to make it way too loose for an all-wheel drive car. They don't drive like that. And they had the same problem with that daily race A that they had with the Focus, Ford Focus. I think it was the Ford Focus. And it was. They ended up on the last day changing it so it was a lot more drivable. But it sounds like they've done the same bloody mistake yet again. It's just awful to drive. There's no fun in driving that. Like when they have it set up like that. It's got custom settings, so they have set it up that way. Do they even, when they choose things, do they even drive them to actually see what it's like to drive when they set these things? Because honestly, it's awful. I'm not sure if I even want to do that race, to be honest. I need to do a bit more practice with it, but my initial feeling when I drove it was like, this is shit. It's just no fun to drive when it's like that. If you want to drive a car that's no fun to drive, go and buy bloody Forza Motorsport. That's where you get the game that has shithouse handling, that's over loose and just doesn't feel real and no fun. Go and get Forza if you want to drive a car like that. We're near our destination, 25 kilometres away. That's good. I'm glad you said that, because I've only had one brief test with it, and I'm going, I don't like this. So I'm glad you said something. That's exactly how I feel about it. I think that race is in, not this weekend, next Sunday. It's a week on Sunday, I think, isn't it, that race? I'm sure it's a week on Sunday. Luxembourg, I think, to the right again, isn't it? Yep. You hit 1,000 followers today. That is awesome, Aussie Power. Mate, I always, you know me, I love your support. Did you see all the bloody YouTube drama at the moment with Desi and all that shit? My name got dragged into it by someone with a fake account looking like they're trying to be me, calling himself Aussie but with an A. Aussie Tech Racing, underscore, with underscores. But yeah. This person said some racial things, and then this other guy's gone into it, the whole bloody drama. But you know what? sometimes a YouTube drama can go well because my sub count's now gone up to 478, I think now, somewhere around that. So that helped. That actually helped me. Sometimes it's drama. I was going to do a video about it too, actually, but the guy that did the video about Desi, which was actually quite a good video, honestly. I actually agree with most of what he said in that. And I've made peace with Desi, but still, I still think he's an over-aggressive driver. He's just too aggressive. Oh shit! Look at the bloody. They call these traffic. This is what I hate in the limo, stretch limousine. When you had these stupid, some of these so-called traffic calmers. When I was in my stretch limousine, which was 8.7 meters long, I would drive on the other side. I had the only way through was to drive on the opposite side of it because I couldn't make it through the actual thing. They make them too tight, especially these smaller streets when they try and keep the trucks and that out of those streets, so they make these stupid, way too hard traffic calmers. But when you have to get there in a stretch, sometimes you have to go the wrong way around. And I remember a truck driver who wanted to drive for me, and he would say, "Oh, mate, it'll be easy to drive. I can drive a truck, I can drive the stretch." He had one drive at the stretch, and he goes, "Fuck me." He actually rated driving the stretch harder to drive than a truck or a bus. Because your cars and buses are much higher up. So you don't have problem with speed humps, angles and stuff like that. You've got that height. The stretch you don't. So the thing that you had the most problem with driving the stretch wasn't getting around corners and stuff, which still can be a problem anyway. But the biggest problem was that they are quite low and getting around sometimes. I've actually had a time, there was this really bad speed hump, I could not get over it. So what I actually had to do is that I had a basically a stretch full of freaking Kiwis. They're big guys, big fucking beefy guys, and heavy. And I actually had to ask them to get out of the car. Oh wait, no, I went to the right here. I had to ask him to get out of the car. No, you didn't need a license. No, just normal driver. Normal. We have to have a limousine license, which is not for stretch. The limousine license is basically the limousine license is basically so you can do that work. But you can only drive vehicle stretches that can sit up to 12 people. If it's a 13 seater. You have to have a bus license. So yeah, the Hummers, you have to have a bus license. You have to have a bus license to drive a 13-seater or more. But you can drive it on a normal. The limousine license, basically, they just check to make sure that you've got no criminal record and stuff like that. It's basically driver's authorisation, but with the Class L for limousine, but not limousine as in stretched. Limousine just means like a high car down there. Even a normal sedan like my BMW is still classed, was well not anymore, but was classed as a limousine. So the stretch limousine, yeah. And he said, I literally had to get all these guys out of their freaking car so I can get over the speed hump, then drive over, and then get them back in again, because you don't have the ride height. So if you come up behind a stretch limousine, especially if it's a limousine like a Chrysler, which is what I had a 300C Chrysler. Any good. All these were the people that were on my bus, so you can judge. This was one that was on the bus. She's okay. Showing some leg and a little bit of boobies. No. Okay. They all got bloody hats on. Take your freaking hats off so I can see your face. I think that's it. Hey, you guys twins? Not you. Can I see down here? Can I? Ooh. Oh, she's got it covered up. Damn. You two? Ah. What about you? Oh, they're all covered up. That's no fun. You know, I could tell some interesting stories while driving limousines. I tell you. I've had some big stories. I've driven Aerosmith. The drummer of Aerosmith, should I say. had to park on the runway and wait for the Learjet to come and park the other stretches. I've driven Chris Hemsworth and family. How far can I walk? Can I walk to the car park? Can I go for a walk? Let's have a walk around. Marin. My favourite one was doing the personal drive. It was in a van, it wasn't a limousine. I used to have a Tarago. And I drove Hamish and Andy for 2 days actually. They came up here for one of their shows. And I literally was driving around my own personal comedy act. Oh fuck! Don't you see that bloody crossing, you stupid knob? Fucking hell! Stop! The fucking crossing, you morons! Can I steal a bus? I like the blue bus, I don't like the green bus. Can I have the blue bus? Fucking hell, this place is dangerous. I drove Wayne Swan a lot. I was almost one of his personal drivers. A guy from Shark Tank called Steve Baxter, I was his personal driver for about a year. Picked him up every morning, drove him to Brisbane City, about an hour drive in. Picked him up in the afternoon, drove him home nearly every fucking day. No one else wanted to drive him. He was quite arrogant. Look, actually me and him got on well. Just have to find common ground with him. I treat everyone the same. I respect people with different, that's a nice day. So I can actually go for a bit of a walk. The other one when I did this, it reset me back. I wonder how far you can walk in this game. Can you walk? Let's make it from a bus simulator to walk simulator. Anyway, I do need to finish up because I need to go and have my shower and shave. Thanks for popping in, Aussie Pug. I will come back at some point and just need to go and drive my mates to the city. And then tomorrow I've got a friggin' wedding to do. I've got a friend who's the photographer, but I've got a friend, I'm the videographer, and I'm doing a mate's wedding, and I don't really want to do weddings, because weddings suck. So much pressure doing weddings, but I promised I'd do his, so I'm doing his wedding. But yeah, that's going to be the end of today's stream. Hope you guys all enjoy. See you all in the next one. See ya, Aussie Pug.